There's no joke that comedy writers knew how to write any skit, any scene that would come to mind, but they never quite knew how to end them. Hey everyone, welcome to The Creek. My name is Jared Miller, and as we moved into the ending part of this series of Nehemiah, it's weird to think about the fact that there's still a couple chapters left in the book. And here we already are talking about the walls are being completed. The work is wrapping up. But Nehemiah is still focused on what comes next. Nehemiah understands that part of project management, part of being in leadership, part of rebuilding capacity for ministry in a place where ministry has failed and collapsed, is understanding the parameters of the work. Nehemiah knows that he can't be the one in charge for everything. One of the risks that those of us in leadership face on a daily, regular basis is the hubris and the arrogance that says that we have the skills and the capacity to keep leading even as things change. I know ministers who have stayed in congregations way past their best before date. I know ministers who stayed in places where their time was clearly done, but they simply couldn't move on. And I've known ministers who have left and dropped a grenade in the room behind them and closed the door. I know, and chances are, if you spent any time around churches or really any time around any kind of an organization, especially voluntary organizations, you experienced people ending not well. You've experienced the pain and the hurt that can come from an ending that is catastrophic or an ending that defines the ministry up to that point. We've all seen what happens when someone doesn't end well. We've seen marriages collapse, we've seen relationships broken, we've seen friendships destroyed. And the problem is that so often we don't notice when things end well. When transition moves from person one to person two quietly and seamlessly, we don't notice. Sure, we might be sad, we might read the news that Jeff Bezos is no longer the CEO of Amazon, and we might shed a tear for the stock price, but really, our life is not affected. Most of the time, when you've invested in an organization for over years and decades, change is part of the fabric of that reality. We understand that we live in a world of deep and abiding change. The change is constantly and always in front of us, and that's okay. People come and people go, and when the change is seamless, when that transition is working the way it's supposed to, we don't notice it. Or at least we don't pay attention to it. We simply say, this is the way things are supposed to go. And we get ready for what comes next. Nehemiah has a vision to end well. He knows that he came to lead this project for a particular purpose. His skill set was to be the cupbearer to the king. He was an administrator and he was a project manager. He was not a long-term governor, leader, politician. And so Nehemiah understands that if he's going to continue to do the work that God has faithfully trusted him to do, he has an obligation to end well where he can. Not everything is going to be up to him. Not everything has gone the way he wanted it to. Not everything has happened the way he thought it should. But Nehemiah understands that what he does here at the end of this ministry, what he does here at the end of this road, is up to him. He chooses to end well. That's where we'll pick up next week. For now, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. And if you're enjoying reading this story of Nehemiah, if you're engaged by this idea of reading this ancient story through a modern lens, we hope that you will download the Creek app. You can click here or go into the description to this video Make sure that you're subscribed to our channel to get all the information. We have a community of people who are reading these stories together and trying to find themselves in God's story. So we hope that you will join us on that journey. For now, take care of yourselves and take care of each other, and we'll talk to you soon.